Johnny Mac, yesterday you promised us you were going to lead off with a Tom Segura story. This Tom Segura story better be good. You talked about it a lot yesterday. Hello, I am Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. In case you missed it, I held back a story because I wanted to tape today and yesterday back to back, and it helps me to have an A-level comedian story in the A block. So let me tell you that Tom Segura is apparently going to make a lot of fun of Garth Brooks on his new TV series Bad Thoughts coming to Netflix. In each of the 6 episodes of Bad Thoughts, Segura is said to portray a dark character in, quote, unthinkable situations and fantasies. One such character, Garth Brooks, is a global country music superstar who kidnaps his own fans. Sorry, the lawyers want me to say totally not Garth Brooks. This character is not Garth Brooks. I misspoke there. You misunderstood me. It's definitely not Garth Brooks. One such character is a global country music superstar who kidnaps his own fans and forces them into depressing situations to help inspire him to write new songs. If you see the picture of who Tom Segura is dressed up as, I could see where you might think it's Garth Brooks, but it's definitely not. Now, if you're not hip to this, Segura has been goofing on Garth for years. You may occasionally see the internet comment, "Where are the bodies, Garth?" This goes back to Tom Segura and Christina P. They've been joking about this since 2018. In 2018, Garth Brooks was previewing a big stadium tour. Segura and Christina made fun of Garth Brooks for his everyman shtick and always being awkward on social media. Then on the November 28th, 2018 episode of Your Mom's House, episode 476, if you want to go hear it yourself, Segura first alluded that he jokingly thought that maybe Garth Brooks was a serial killer. Segura, way back then, jokes. What he's thinking about is all the bodies he's got stacked in his graves in his yard, for sure. He's probably killed 200 to 300 people in his life. Segura once told Theo Vaughn that Brooks is well aware of Segura and the impact he's had on his social media presence. He noted that the joke originally stemmed from the conspiracy theory that missing person cases would often align with many of Garth Brooks' tours. Rolling Stone profiled Tom Segura back in 2023, and Segura then said, "I always like to point out that these are alleged accusations and that some very savvy detectives online have managed to point out the dots between these people who have gone missing and his tour dates. I know there's an FBI task force investigating this. That's been confirmed. And I know he has a lot of land, so that would be such an arduous endeavor if they're trying to find anything on his property. But I do think it's right of him or his camp to at least address this. The fact that they don't address this has been a huge mistake, and it's just going to grow from there." The legal department here at Daily Comedy News wants us to remind you that this is all joke and parody, and of course, Garth Brooks is not a serial killer. That's absurd. This is all just, just doing a bit. Speaking of Segura, today is the 3 Bears 5K in Florida. Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, and Jelly Roll. All participants not only get the opportunity to party with the Bears, but will also receive a finisher medal, a beer, and a shirt. And they add, unless you're Bert, we already know he won't wear his. Some FAQs. Can I walk? Is there a time cutoff? There is no official course cutoff, but participants should be aware that there may be road closures to accommodate the event that may reopen at a later date. So before I get into this next thing, I shared in the Facebook group the other day, which is Daily Comedy News Podcast Group. Please feel encouraged to join us there. I did share a video of Jimmy Fallon doing Jim Morrison from The Doors performing the Reading Rainbow songs from a few years back. Fallon is super talented. I mean, everything about that bit. They captured the music of The Doors. They captured the way that Jim Morrison would start screaming as choruses got repeated. And it's a pretty good vocal impression of Jim Morrison. I've met Jimmy twice, found him to be cool. So I have good things to say about Jimmy Fallon. But this next thing, a little cheesy, no pun. Jimmy is becoming a brand partner and investor in tortilla chips and salsa brand Sochi. Now, I'm glad Sochi told me how to pronounce Sochi because I would have never gotten this right. Let's spell Sochi together. Are you ready? X, you didn't expect me to say X, did you? No. X-O-C-H-I-T-L. You can't even remember that. So it's Sochi. Again, X-O-C-H-I-T-L. And I guess if you have a wacky brand name, you hire Jimmy Fallon, who explains it's like So Chill or So Chill Media, So Chill Network, So Chill Distortion. It gets easier the more you practice it. I agree with that, Jimmy Fallon. So that's my first job. And then once I get that out there, they'll probably give me other assignments. On this slow news day, we are told Sochi is America's largest independent tortilla chip brand. I'm trying to make a show here, folks. But it is still lesser known than your grocery staples on their tortilla chip shelf. As full national distribution, it's looking to Jimmy Fallon for a mainstream boost. Hey, you got super cool podcast influencers in their basement talking about Sochi chips. I mean, this is working. Matt Leeds is the chairman and says, as a brand looking to emphasize warmth, authenticity, and shared experiences, Jimmy Fallon's funny, approachable, and family-friendly persona aligns well with us and our brand strategy. That's right. Fallon says, I've been offered my own whiskey, my own tequila, and all that stuff. I just don't want to be out there boozing it up at the golf course selling bottles of stuff. Yeah, you might look super uncool, like, say, Jim Gaffigan did last summer. You don't want to do that. Fallon said, what am I doing? I don't know anything about that, but this, tortilla chips, I can get behind. It's on brand for me, and I have no problem selling this and standing behind it. Fallon said, the dude from Sochi called me up, and I said, wait, I actually know what you're talking about. I had no clue how it's pronounced. He kind of gave me a rundown of where the business is, and I thought this sounded like a fun opportunity. I love business stories, I love marketing stuff, and I'd love to help see something grow and become giant. Financial details of the deal were not disclosed. But Fallon said, this has the chance and opportunity to really grow. When a brand is already massive, then I'm just doing a commercial or something. It's a paid gig. It's all good. You do the commercial and you hope it's funny. But with this, I'm a partner and an investor. So if it works out, I might actually see some dividends. I've got skin in the game. How much do you get paid to host the Tonight Show? Let's see. Fallon's salary. AI says Jimmy is paid $16 million a year, which a different site breaks down. He makes $82,901.55 per episode of The Tonight Show. Not bad, but that doesn't mean you can't also invest in chips. I get it. Jimmy says, one of my jobs at The Tonight Show is to always be selling everyone else's stuff, which is great. I love it. It's my favorite job. So now I'm like, why not do it for myself? And I agree, Jimmy, and I think the important here, let's recap what we've covered on the show today so far. We've covered that Garth Brooks is definitely not a serial killer, and Jimmy Fallon is selling tortilla chips. But if you check your watch, that, my friends, is how you kill off a Saturday when you got nothing. This was pretty good. For nothing, this was pretty good. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.